Everybody welcome. It is Dark Souls 2 day. And I hope you're enjoying it. Because it's possibly one of the last Dark Souls 2 days. Probably not the last. I have it on high authority. We do need to get through the truly hardest part. One of these days, I'm going to figure out how to use this docket. Once I figure out how to use this docket first try, it's over for you. It is over for you. There we go. And there you go. Exclamation point optional also works as well. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello. Enjoy this 3-hour-long video that's coming up right now. Let me go Steam, go offline, and try to get us freed. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? "5D chess was incredible." It is in the dictionary definition. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines incredible as a word that describes something that is so out there as to be hard to believe. And that's the truth. By the way, if you were watching and you were wondering, how do you solve the first puzzle? You're right, you have to move the rook. You move the rook from the bottom right corner to the top right corner. But you might say, NL, that doesn't put the king into checkmate. Oh, but it does. You're thinking too linearly. It puts the king into checkmate, not in the present. Not in the present. Because the king has 20 places it could move. However, because the rook can see backwards in time, by placing the rook on top of where the king was at the start of the match, it has captured the king before the match has even begun. Some of my colleagues, that's what we were slipping into there. Honestly, the game is very impressive. It has it. You're gonna attack me when I just respawned at the bonfire. Please, I'm just trying to get my screen region set up. I beg you. It's an incredible game in the sense of like it's very like interestingly designed, let's put it that way. It needs a real tutorial and not merely a Word document of like what you should do. The text box is insufficient for that. That's my thinking. Okay, so I remember we ran through this area. This feels like Secret Room City. What are you wearing? Excuse me, kind of a personal question. I am wearing the Katarina armor. What is it? Half an Adderall, glass of whiskey, warm shower, and diesel jeans. I do need chat's help though. Where do we go? Where do we go? Elevator. Thank you. Thank you. Your turtle was upgraded? Yeah, I mean, this probably uses twinkling, is my guess. We probably got a big stack of twinkling. When we make it back to Majula, we can... Oh, and left there, thank you. We can upgrade this a little bit. Castaway Witch Donna? Wilson! What? No! Wow, they hit me with the very good after it too. Disrespectful. Why are all the invaders named like Rachel and Donna and shit? That's an astute observation. That in oh, hello Apollo. In Dark Souls 2, and actually Dark Souls 1 for that matter, all the NPC characters that have cutscenes are like Solaire, Gwyn, Gwendolyn, Guinevere. And then all the people that invade you are like, this is Kirk. Kirk has glass on his armor. Left. You go left here. Hello, Mouth. Hello, Mouth with his mouth raiders. If you'll excuse me, I'm in a battle with Donna from that 70s show. Careful! Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. You snatch the soul. Oh my god, there's another NPC. Do it, do it. You are an actual... It's not your fault. You're just designed this way. Oh my. Just get 2 hits. We needed 1 more. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh my god. Oh, jeez Louise. We're really in it now. Oh, you don't get unpoised! Okay, we're back. We're back. Go ahead. Go. Come on. Come on. Give me a little slice of this. Yeah! You won't see this in your Jedi Knight mouth. I forgot what the game is called. Fallen Order. There we go. Hereafter known as Jedi Knight, a game that came out in 1998. Hello? It's another good boy! What a weird helmet. A knight of Eleum Loyce seeks the chaos. Of course, if you want to get to the second knight of Eleum Loyce, so that it can descend to the chaos, you have to defeat her guardian, Donna. I wonder, do you think that there is still one person born annually with the name Donna? I have an aunt Donna, but she was born in probably the maybe the late 1950s. Donna is very popular in the UK. Reasonably popular in the UK? Really? Oh no. There was a Donna in my school year, and I'm 23. Interesting. We didn't go to school with any Donnas. Malf and I didn't go to school with many Donnas. Or any, I should say. Trying to, like, what do you think were the most popular female names in our high school, Malf? I feel like we had a lot of Kelseys. Like, 1 in every 10 girls that was in our high school was named Kelsey. Ashley was very popular. I knew like 7 Ashleys. Jen and Jennifer and Jenna. Definitely a couple, no doubt about that. I don't think we had any Jessicas. Rachel? I knew a couple Rachels. Haley? I knew a Haley. Leslie? Oh, absolutely. No, wait, we did know a Leslie, now that I think about it. There was one Leslie in our graduating class. Where'd you guys come from? A little bit of... 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 Begs be your man. Ha! Not a mimic. Just weak wood. Wilted dusk herbs. Apollo, where do I go? I feel this is the 33rd time I've seen this room. You can do the boss. Oh, I can do the boss now? Let's go. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Wow, you can really dance. Wow, you can really dance. You know that one? I got 2 nights. I think I can make it. Possibility of tutty mahjong. I would never sacrifice any precious Warzone time to play mahjong. However, with everybody in Team Unity knowing how to play mahjong, we could do it as a segment on a show or something like that. Mahjong Mondays. You really want to teach Josh how to play mahjong? Sounds like a bit of a nightmare. Let's go! The 3 nights. It's Team Unity. With the long-range lance, Apollo, the sniper god. Malf with the halberd, off on his own, slightly to the left. Daniel, the 2-headed battle axe. The nuclear missile, just point him in the right direction and let him cleave. And then, I guess that makes you, me. Alright. Sure. And Dupree. This is still a really cool boss entrance. Where we dropping, boys? I got the whole squad with me. What the heck was that? Hey, there's hey! There's multiple units here. This is rude. You're being rude and impolite, insubordinate and churlish. Just let me get in there. Apollo, like, dude, I know you're probably like, this boss is not great. I don't know how recently you played Dark Souls 2. I definitely forgot how terrible almost every boss is. There's a couple really good ones, but there's a few really, really bad ones. Like, really, really, really bad. The pageantry of this arena is nice. I'll give it that. Nope. Oh my. But I mean, this is no Serve Forever Alone. Serve Forever Alone had what I look for in a boss fight. Fighting against a large man with a large weapon inside of a cathedral. That's the Dark Souls classic. One more. Oh, the hitboxes! Yo, let's go. They've iced it over. All right. We gotta separate. There you go. We gotta divide and conquer. Divide and conquers bad fur day. Honestly, I use the hitbox to destroy the hitbox. I hear steps. Yo, my bro is still out there. You're toasted. You're not toasted! You're not toasted! Hit him! Oh my god, you just gotta touch him. Thank you. What are you doing? Oh, he's icing it up! He's icing it up. Maybe. Or he's just glowing. Oh, he's going, okay. Alright. Now, if another boss spawns immediately following this, I will be highly upset. Or if we die to these fools. Uh-oh. Well, I'll be honest. We could do a lot better. We can go back to Majula and get some gems. We can do a lot better against these guys than just spamming. He was one-tapped. He was one-tapped, dude. He was one-tapped. How do you feel about the new Seattle franchise? Obviously, I thought they did a really good job on the logo and the color scheme and the name. I think it is a good name. Let's go, boys. There's no but. I think it's nice. How do they get players? It's complicated. I won't belabor the point too much. Basically, they get to take one or more players from each team, but every team gets to protect a certain amount of players. So they get to protect, just to put it roughly, they get to protect like their 12 best players. But sometimes these new teams have the ability. I actually want a homeward bone out of here so I can buy gems. But sometimes the expansion teams can actually get better players by choosing to take on heavy contracts in exchange for also getting a good player. So instead of drafting like your 12th best player, a team might be like, hey, you can have our 6th best player, but you also have to take on this contract for like a 39-year-old guy who's getting paid $7 million a year and is not any good anymore. Thank you for the 98 life gems.
Thanks.
Like Louis Erickson. Yeah. Yeah. That's correct. Now, for anybody that is not familiar with who Louis Erickson is Vancouver Canucks player who signed a very large contract in free agency 4 years ago and has been pretty much a disaster, although he seems like a pretty nice guy. But in his first game as a Vancouver Canuck, he scored on his own net, which was really just kind of a sign of things to come. We're going into super turtle build here. It also gave us Louis' face. Absolutely true. I mean, the thing is, oh my god. The thing is, Louis Erickson is pretty not good, for sure. However, 4 of the 6 years of his deal have been on a team that's pure garbage. So he hasn't really been the reason we've sucked. Now he's holding us back from getting a little bit better, but that's the way free agency works. people in the Vancouver Canucks fandom are like, Louis, retire, retire. I'm like, are you kidding me? If I was getting paid $6 million a year to play hockey, you think I'm gonna retire? I got 2 years left on that deal. I'm riding into the sunset. I don't blame him at all. Are we still... Okay, we still got good rolls. Let's go. Come on, man. Okay, I need to be more proactive. I would love to take out the melee boys, but I need you to draw the ire of the fire boys. Appreciate it. Thank you. You can't get backstabbed, huh? Oh, good stagger. Good stagger. Help. All right, that's fair. That's fair. You see these analytics? Trackmania till the end of days. Dude, today, the Trackmania episode that's going up tomorrow is, I think it's 59 minutes long. Today's track of the day is a good track. It's a hard track, but it's fun. Does the NHL have guaranteed contracts? I don't know what that means. You have like a guaranteed salary, and then you get paid more for bonuses sometimes, depending on what you've signed for. So let's rush the casters. Let's rush the casters. There you go. We gotta kill the medic. Oh my lord. If they get hurt, does the full contract pay out? Yes. Well, because like you can be put on injured reserve. If you get put on injured reserve, you still get paid your salary, but it doesn't count against the salary cap. So the owner, the organization, is still on the hook, but the actual team, from a competitive standpoint, is unpunished. So you want to get hurt? Well, no, I don't think anybody wants to get hurt. But some fans of a team might want a player. They don't want them to get hurt, but they're like, if they suffered a career-ending injury, it might make our team better. But it's not like you're watching and you're going like, man, I hope this guy gets like a turbo concussion. That would make you a real piece of work. Yeah, like you just got a freak allergy to the jerseys or something. Or you got a medical phobia of skates. Something along those lines would, in many circumstances, would help the team out a little bit. But, alright, fair enough. Oh, trust me, I do not underestimate sports fans. The Vancouver sports, well, the Canucks specific bubble on Twitter is horrible. And it's stoked by, like, these shock jock radio hosts that, like, you know, they're only following one team and the league isn't even going right now. So at 5 in the morning, they just basically, like, make shit up. And be like, hey, I heard from a source that Vancouver Canucks are thinking about trading their best player for nothing. And then all the people on Twitter that are, you know, driving to work at 5:30 a.m. are like, how dare you? It's ridiculous. Why would you do that stupid thing? And then after like a week of it festering, the team has to make a statement that's like, we're not going to trade our best player for nothing. Hey, can you draw some aggro, please? Some aggression, if you don't mind? I like when we get them all bunched up. That's pretty cool. I hear him behind me. Yo, this game's got Dolby 5.1, dude. They got the Atmos built into the seats. Get this caster, dude. Ah! Caster! We're okay. We're okay. We're still okay. This is Gem City. Stop it! Bro, you just needed to... I was mashing the B button like the potatoes have been boiling for 29 minutes. Get it going. Haven't even seen the actual boss yet. Yeah, but like, I mean, I'm not saying this is the truth, but in Dark Souls 2 fashion, seems to be the mobs that lead to the boss are way harder than the boss. Historically. Like, even though Alone was tough, the run to Alone was hell. I'll bet everything you have to beat this before the boss every time. Well, yeah, like, of course. I think that's apparent. I don't feel misled by Dark Souls 2 in that sense. Hey, like, Eleum Loyce, I rescued you. Have you ever considered, instead of aimlessly walking backwards, like actually swinging your sword? Okay, they're going 3-on-1 there. Maybe that's okay. Use every advantage at your disposal. Good stuff, good stuff. We're in the gulag, boys. Just go. It would be easier to get the last night. I mean, you say that, but honestly, like, the knights are doing nothing. They draw aggro? Kind of? They're doing their best. This is really Team Unity, but I'm Apollo. You're absolutely right. I'm soloing like 8 20-foot-tall teams. And then the other 3 guys, one of them's out in the woods. One of them's trying to parkour up onto a rooftop. And the other one is looting, even though he's got both of his loadouts, full ammo, full armor, and $25,000 in his pocket. There we go. That was good teamwork. Get in there. Get in there. Okay. Now, you know, it's me. Hey, Einstein. I'm on your side. What is this sound? Maybe instead of expecting them to follow me, I should follow them. What do you think, lads? Where are we going? That's big. That's big. Now get out of there before it goes terribly wrong. Pop one of these and do a little jog. We still got 2 knights. I don't like this. I liked the engagement at first. I no longer like it. Oh, you're leaving, aren't you? Very dangerous. I kind of like... I don't want to use Estus. If possible. Just because I feel like... I'm going to let you get that guy. I feel like if there's a boss coming up... It's going to benefit us to be fully Estused. I guess we could maybe gem against the boss. Good hit, brother. Where you going? Where you go? What are you doing? All right. Divide and conquer. There's one. Oh my word. The caster would be nice. It's actually the most aggressive boss in Soul's history. Alright. Where's the 4th knight? Where's the 4th knight? I can wait. If you don't know, just say I don't know. Inside big stairs. Around the area with the mimic chests. I did see Robert's tweets that said 19% of Canadians admit to having intercourse with their pets during COVID. All I would say about that is I trust Robert's media literacy enough to know what BS smells like. There is absolutely no conceivable way that that is the case. Like, is the night around here? Is this Night City? Up, up, up. Like, I don't... Up what, though? Like, Like, up? Up? We did find the staircase, okay. Upper. I remember this. Somewhere in this vicinity, perhaps? Kind of just wait. Oh, there he is! He's right there! Wake up, dude. Get out of here. Oh my god. Thank you. It turns out up is all the, is the only feedback you need. The gang's all here. There's no way, it sounds bad, but like, or it sounds lazy. I don't even need to verify the source of that Canadian pet article to know that it's nonsense. Like, even if I'm trying to, like, even if Oxford University was like, here's a story, I would be like, no. Check again. Run the survey again. Someone is using inspect element to change the headline. I told you, I have media literacy. All right, boys. Thank you. Yeah, catch him in the... We'll draw him into the hot gates. I'll just keep rolling. They want me. It's me you want. I'll just dodge. You do your dirty work. Go ahead. Take a crack at the champ. Was it worth it? I didn't even see that guy. Oh, baby. Alright, you know what? That fourth knight was very strong. It's like adding Justin to the squad. You were absolutely correct. What percentage would you see that would have you maybe believe the headline? Like 0.5%. It would be very low. Let me put it that way. Let's get this caster, boys. Way too low. I know this is not an honest argumentation technique, but if you think it should be higher than that, I have some questions about you as well. Let's put it that way. 1 in 200? Yes. You're asking me what percentage of Canadians do I think have intercourse with their own pets? If anything, 1 in 200 seems insanely high. That's based on a lifetime of being on the internet. And then letting my cynicism run wild. At least once, absolutely. What are you talking about? Well, not regularly, but one time? Come on. I agree, that's a big minkus. Just wanted to get a little hit in. There's still more dudes spawning? No, don't leave me. He just yeets himself into the door. Okay, we gotta help out our dude. He's our only support system. Let's go, that was huge. Okay, just, like, do what you can. That's all I ask. I don't expect you to win the game for us. Just do what you can, brother. Any damage you can put out on these guys matters a lot. Imagine what this guy would be capable of if he actually swung. Okay. There's a chance. Don't leave me, dude. Oh. Bonfire? Alright, that's pretty cool. Oh. You don't have to go through the door. It's the burnt Ivory King. What are you scared of, dude? What do you got? You got a weird sword. We're okay. We're still in there. Acceptable. Acceptable fight thus far. That's a gem. It's a gem situation. Thank you for your help. Thank you for your help. I'll never forget it. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh! Look at the hitbox on that thing, dude. He's got a freaking lightsaber. Get those Estes. Oh, that was pure luck. What is this? Is that an AoE attack? It is an AoE attack. That's Icicle City, just Gem City. It's Crater City, just be fast. Okay, you gotta dodge and sip. Is a dodge and sip situation? Good sip. Now we're back. Quick hit. Stay in there. You're doing fine. Don't take this one. Take it. Things change fast in this game. Stay in there. As an AoE, roll, gem. Oh, it's gonna stop when you hit max life, so decidedly not worth it. Okay, fair. We're not fricking around. This is full Estes territory. We don't need to mess with gems. Who do you think we are? The main character's older brother from To Kill a Mockingbird? We're not. You're okay. He's about as hard as Alone, huh? My man has like 3 attacks. Don't make me laugh. Yeah, you drop your Iowa's here's. Oh, Ranger, thank you. Thank you for the gifted subscriptions. It took me 2 weeks to beat this? No. I disbelieve you. But I chose to read it because it makes me look good. Now comes real hell. Yeah, right? Like this is Horsetown, right? But I am gonna go to Majula first and upgrade a little bit. Godist, thank you for the gifted subscriptions as well. Thank you, thank you. Level 154. I gotta be honest, I think this might be the highest level I've ever been in a Dark Souls game. From the first bonfire at the area right instead of dropping down. This is as much as I could get. Go to the first bonfire, head towards the second one, but right before jumping down, head straight ahead, light the sconces, and the door will open. Okay. Okay. We can do it. How long have we been playing this game? 100 years, maybe? $45 minutes. Oh, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. Like, I think this run is taking longer than my first run of Dark Souls 1, like, 9 years ago. Okay, so it was go right towards the second bonfire. Last of Us 111, thank you as well. What do you like about this game compared to the others? Majula. I feel like I say the same thing every week, but Majula's pretty cool. Power Stance. Power Stance is pretty cool. Best DLC? I don't know. I feel like Dark Souls 3's DLC was pretty good. Also, Dark Souls 1 had great DLC. Oh, I forgot about you. So did the designers, apparently. Yo, here's a question for you while we work our way over here. There we go. What's up with that new Forza? I didn't watch any of the Summer Game Festival. So I would like you to explain to me what's going on in the new Forza. Didn't miss anything? Apollo, you don't even know, dude. Like, first it's Mahjong. Starting next year, we're gonna be doing squad runs of Forza Eliminator. The car battle royale. No, don't make me say things I regret about Fable, okay? Okay, fine, I'll do it. Why do people care about Fable when both of the games in the Fable series suck? Why is everyone like, Fable, let's go? Weren't they both kind of bad? And then this... She swallowed my soul. This is where now you go, no, like two different camps of people exist that go, no, Fable 1 was bad, Fable 2 and 3 were good. No, Fable 3 and 1 were bad. Fable 2 was my childhood, dude. They suck, but they're fun. Alright. I'm gonna fight you. When I came back to Canada from South Korea, just don't, okay? I've been through a lot today. I bought an Xbox 360 because I fried the one that I brought to Korea with me by plugging it into an outlet that was twice as powerful as a North American outlet. It just basically exploded in a haze of yellow smoke. But I bought a new Xbox 360 so I could record the Dark Souls 1 series for YouTube. And, help. Oh, I never got this, huh? Repair powder. It came with Fable 3. Legitimately, never even took it out of the shrink wrap. I went to EB Games. Stop that. I went to EB Games, bought the 360, bought Dark Souls as well, and then Fable 3, never even took it out of the package. Admittedly, Fable 3, I didn't buy it. It was like a value add, but... Should have sold it back to them right then and there. There's always my experience with console pack-ins. There's always one great game, one bad game. You got me. When I bought my original Xbox, it came with Halo Combat Evolved. Not sure if you've heard of it. Pretty good game. Second game, Amped. A half-decent snowboard game that I played for maybe like 45 minutes. The thing that was cool about Amped, though, is that it was one of the first games where, you know, on the original Xbox, you could actually load your own music onto like the 250 megabyte hard drive. And it would play your custom music in the game. Project Gotham 2 had that as well. Listened to a lot of the Bare Naked Ladies album Stunt, which I bought with my own birthday money. It's probably like a $40 CD back in the day. Ripped into Windows Media Player, put onto a USB key or something. Maybe it was even burned onto a CD and then transferred to the Xbox, because I don't even remember the workflow for that stuff, but it's not even the best Bare Naked Ladies album. It's probably like the third best Bare Naked Ladies album. I mean, it had 1 week, which was like okay. Not 1 week, sorry. No, it did have 1 week, yeah. It had 1 week and it's all been done before. It did have alcohol on it as well. Not the substance, but the song. There's a bit of a bop. Don't they all suck? Excuse me, Gordon is a classic Canadian album. Hello, City. Enid. Oh, box set. If I Had $1 Million, Brian Wilson. Come on. Brian Wilson goes hard. I don't care. What do you listen to? Refused? G.G. Allen? None of them go as hard as Brian Wilson does when they started slapping the bongos around. G.G. Allen could eat 10 pounds of his own diarrhea on stage. It wouldn't go that hard. Alright. I've decided to just run, so please direct me. That might seem like it came out of nowhere, but G.G. Allen is a now deceased punk rocker who was famous for eating his own excrement on stage. Up the stairs to the left. Okay, alright, thank you. Can we keep it PG, Allen, please? That's a good joke. I liked that guy. Honestly, like, look, I don't know what he did for punk, okay? But I watched a documentary about his life, and he actually, like, seemed like kind of a piece of garbage. Like, not just because he ate his own poop, but, like, as far as, like, nice human being levels go. Seems like he was just not really a good guy. Snarf. You need the other door. Okay, okay. He was a bad person, but propelled punk forward. I can accept that. I'm not saying you should be like, oh, now I stand. But I get it. It's how it goes sometimes. Who do you stand? Like, yeah, okay, Stan Luna, sure. I don't know. I don't know if I have a good answer. So if I don't have a good answer, I'm pretty sure that just means the answer is none. Steely Dan? I mean, I like Steely Dan. I wouldn't say I stan Steely Dan. Like, I haven't changed my Twitter profile picture to Walter Becker. Although it would be fun to start posting Steely Dan fan cams under completely unrelated tweets. The body of a young woman was found today in Arlen, Texas. Ricky, don't lose that number. Wow, that sucks for her and her family. By the way, Stan Steely Dan, you don't wanna call nobody else. Help me. No, let me down, dude. Beautiful. Yo, thank you. Artistic misconception. Best of luck to you. And appreciate it. Did he do any boss? Yes. I did. I did one fake boss known as the Burnt Ivory King and one real boss known as 75 Knights in one circular room. Man, I've used 40 life gems. Snarf, by the way. Now go left here this time. Okay. No, 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 no. Okay, so I'm like already here. So I'm not mad. However, could I not have just started at the second bonfire and then walked back 2 steps? How would you get up? I'm just gonna be honest, I don't know anything about the layout of this level. Oh, the Bonnie is dropped. Okay. Is this where I belong? This is wrong way. Okay. So you go... Oh! Light the sconces. All is not lost, chat. We have flame butterflies. That's not how it works, huh? Amazing. Thank you for the guidance. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you. See, this is a secret wall I can get down with. Just want to make sure we got our power fist ready to go. It is indeed the much vaunted bone fist. The much requested fist of bone. We can't roll it yet. But with God as my witness. I know you. You're a boss. With God as my witness. We will level it up and give it a try. Flexile Sentry. Yeah, we fought him 75 years ago! Just making sure it's just the two of us. I remember we fought this guy when we were getting ragged on for thinking about going back to the gym like 4 months ago. I was here. And we were right? Well, yes and no. Just let me through so I can gem. Like, we could have been okay with it for a couple of months, but they've gotten worse in BC now. You're not wrong about that. I would say the right answer is somewhere between chat's aggregate position and my position at the time. It's a long trip, huh? It's a long trip. You know what I've noticed as a mod? Why? Oh man, he despawned. Why is waifu a banned and then permitted term in so many chats? Like, this has happened because I watched Apollo play a little Mahjong, and it gets, every time someone says waifu, my mod vision goes like, deleted term, permitted term. And then I just saw it happen in my chat just now as well. And I think I saw it happen in Malf's chat earlier today too. Maybe Automod's having a hard day. It's not all in my brain, I promise you. You can go check the mod logs. Go see Automod's activity. That is true. Malf's QB bot had to be yeeted. Well, no, it still gives recipes. It just no longer is allowed to generate its own texts because it said some bad things. Like all AI that pulls from like open communications to determine what to say. This is hell, dude. Oh. Come on. I feel like we should be like two-tapping you right now. That's clearly not how it's going, though. Oh my god, why are you so strong? Because he's flexible? He's not flexible, he's flexile. Sweetheart. Just hit him! Okay, okay. Is actually harder than the Burnt Ivory King. Oh no! 2 effigies. Good. Yeah, yeah. We'd prefer not to knock them down if possible. Roll back. Roll back. You're doing great. God, it sounds like Mouth in Dragon Slayer Doppelganger. It's truly incredible. Alright, what is this item? I swear to God, if this is like a jar of Dijon mustard, were it not for the fact that we were at the very end of the game, more or less, I might be inclined to quit forever. The Eldritch Jam Jar. Not even yellow mustard? Exactly. In 2020, we're bringing yellow mustard back as an artisan condiment. I like Dijon mustard. I like honey mustard. I like spicy mustard with a little horseradish or something. Yellow mustard does not get the credit it deserves. I mean, Keen's hot mustard is real good, don't get me wrong. Was this all that there is here? That's it? It's the key. The key allows you to get to the boss. Sick. Chat, does anybody out there put ketchup on, like, bread sandwiches? Like white bread, turkey, cheese, lettuce, ketchup. Why is ketchup good on buns but not good on bread? I already know the answer. It's because it seeps into the bread and makes the bread turn pink, but... It's weird, right? Like a burger with ketchup, no problem. If you just replace the buns with white bread, you would be like, oh my god, absolutely not. Let's see if we can upgrade this bone fist. I don't know what it... Bone fist sounds unique. It sounds like it probably takes twinkling as well. It does. Luckily, we didn't shoot our whole wad.
I'll be around.
I'll be around. So I want to try it on the left hand. He doesn't power stance, he two-hands it? You can't power stance from the left? You need more stats. You can definitely power stance from the left. I've been power stancing from the left all the livelong day. You need 40 dex? 40 hand? Okay, hold on. Oh, do we need 50 then because of the power stance requirement? What if we do this? Hold on. So left hand, good Saestus. Plus 10. Right hand, bone fist. These are the wrong hands. It's my mistake. I thought left hand would be on top. That's my lefty bias showing. Right hand is on top, much like it is in the world proper. Very similar. All right. How much damage do you do? You do a lot less right now, but the power stance might change it. And we need 4 more decks, which is like 120,000 souls. I started doing the track of the day when you started the stream, and I still don't even have bronze. Well, I will say today's track of the day is definitely one of the tracks where just beating the game, or just beating the track, is hard enough, if that makes sense. Today's sucked. I just got done saying that I liked it. It's not a pure racing track, though, for sure. It's a track where, like, it's, I wouldn't say it's memey, but it's physics driven, let's put it that way. I don't know, dude, I guess we'll just fight for now. We can get the souls, I'm not sweating that. Alright, where do we take the key back to? I appreciate the I don't knows. The second Bonnie. Let's go. Bonfire number 2 in the abandoned dwelling. Remember the long path with the knight? This part right here? I'll be honest, like, I really don't, but that's not your fault. It's because I play it once a week. And honestly, I'm pretty distracted when I am, like, when I'm playing. Alright, so we gotta take this Bone Fist off for a minute. It's less damage than I'm used to. However, I'm happy to be killed here, actually. We will get 2 more levels of dex. I know we can go back and respec, but like when people were like, get the Bone Fist, I was like, alright, I could be persuaded to get the Bone Fist. But now that getting the Bone Fist is not enough, it also had to be fully upgraded, and it also has to now go back to your spawn and respec your whole run. No, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is get 2 more levels of dex over time. And, you know, they're going to be the first 2 levels I get. And then we'll put the Bone Fist on. There we go. Is it worth? I mean, all the, because I believe it or not, and you may not because of how the series is going. But believe it or not, I did research on the Saestus build prior to starting, and everything I saw, or at least the majority of discourse I saw, seemed to indicate that raw Saestus beats Bone Fist, but I could be wrong. It is called Bone Fist, which is a cool name. That much is undeniable. Bad targeting. Go ahead, shoot me. Coward. You're only gonna shoot a man. No. No. Get in there, Lewis. Okay, we're safe. If that goes through the wall, I was gonna be real upset. I guess that's true. If I could I use a bonfire ascetic at the bone fist chest to get another bone fist and then double fist the bone fist? Does that work? That works. That's stupid. I'm not gonna do it. I regret ever even bringing it up, but that is funny. Why is it funny? You wouldn't understand. It's a little cerebral. Ah, I know where we're going. I know where we're going. We're going left after this. You love it. You love it. Nope. Get baited? He got baited, now we go. Oh, you love a push door. You love a push door in this game. Today's Golden Goblet was a bit underwhelming. You know... Oh, there's a Bonnie, dude. Help me! Help me! I chalked that up to whatever Melvin I played first. No offense if you're watching. We literally loaded up the game and lost in like 2 seconds. Bryce, yeah, Bryce, get out of here, you. Blunk. Dan also got wrecked. Dan and I had to have a conversation about playing with the AI, because he was about to play against the AI in darts. He's his words, by the way, if this kills me, so be it. You get in the coffin, huh? But Dan said, I'm about to play against the AI. It's my 5-minute queue rule, which is if you don't find someone in 5 minutes, then you get to play against the AI, which apparently didn't apply in Tarkov. But anyway, that was a long time ago. But I told him, like, oh, look at that. So snug. Oh my god. I told him, you can play against the AI, but you have to play against the AI at least 1 difficulty level up. Because the default difficulty of Clubhouse games is literally designed to be beaten by 8-year-olds on their first try without knowing any of the rules. So spiky. Such a beautiful creature. We got Jonathan. That was so good. That was great. It's all right. Send me. Whee! Why are you drinking out of a straw? I feel like iced coffee tastes better out of a straw. That's why. Also, and this is more minor, I'll admit, but I feel like because coffee is acidic, even though cold brew is less acidic, It's better for your teeth for the liquid to not touch it. Yo, we can see? I see ya! I see ya! Absolutely incredible. What the fuck is happening, dude? May I? Oh my god. I just saw that one coming. You have to fight tons of these guys? You have to fight 3 more of them on the run to the boss. Just sprint when there's no snow. Okay. I'll do my best. Just a nice leisurely jog. Is there a dodge timing that will allow you to actually dodge that? Oh, it's my shadow, dude. Oh! Oh no. Alright, screw it. You knew you weren't getting out of that one. You can run towards the sun and a little bit to the left. All right. I will do my best. And straight on till morning, like Blues Traveler. Exactly. Here we are. So let's just stand still. Maybe when the snow clears, we'll know where we're going. How's the boss? Be honest. How's the boss? Awful, fun, easy, sucks, bad, not awful, hell, easy, oof. It's 2 phases. Haha. The worst. Boss is decently tough. Harder or easier than... I see no houses. Harder or easier than Burnt Ivory King? Harder? Way easier. I don't know why I ask about Dark Souls, because it's like everybody's got a different opinion. And it's fair. It's not unfair. You've heard my dumb takes, you know? I'm like, hardest Bloodborne boss, Orphan of Kos. No question. Second hardest, Probably the Great One Reborn. Little left of this, maybe. Oh! Bro, chill out. Relax. It's as bad as they said. It's as bad as they said it was. This is, and I understand Apollo's friction with chat sometimes, like right now. We're getting screwed by 4 ghost horses that shoot lightning at us and run us down in 0 visibility. And people are like, why is his S this bad? It's got very little to do with the quality of our Estus right now. Well, you might say it's got something to do with our ADP. If both our ADP and our Estus were better, we might be in a better position. But it's definitely not just like if you go for, you know, +4, you're going to be in the clear. It is 3:30, Kate. It is 3:30. Yeah. She said, oh, sweet. Why? She napped. So that's a good oh, sweet. Sports ball is back today, Poggy. It is. I actually watched Jays versus Red Sox last night until it got rained out. I saw that Vlad Jr. got up to bat, and I went, hey, this guy's supposed to be really good. And then he hit a home run. And I was like, this is fun. And then it rained a little bit, and they were like, we gotta cancel the game for now. And I went, oh. So I changed the channel. Yeah, Paula was telling me that Juan Soto tested positive for coronavirus today. Ah! And the Blue Jays have no home stadium. So I have no idea how the MLB season will go, but we'll see. I'm pretty hyped for hockey. I really hope they actually get to finish this season, or the playoffs. Help. No. Oh, you can make it in? If you're thirsty, use that Pharaoh's Lockstone. Oh, is it a Bonnie? No. That would be sick, dude. Just use your ears. Dude, just use your ears. Rebind jump. Bro! I think it's realistic that the NHL could finish its playoffs. It seems like the way that they've set up, like, people are gonna get corona, but they're kind of getting it in the training camp instead. and then burning it out, hopefully. And then when they actually start playing, they should all be good, but who knows? I mean, they're not like deliberately giving people the virus. I just mean like because people have come in from all over the world, inevitably there's going to be some cases, but they're kind of giving you like 2 or 3 weeks to get over it before things really get started. I did see the fake MLB crowd noise. Okay, just straight on till morning, boys. And this is not a controversial statement. I'm sure most people are gonna agree. I think that the fake crowd noise sucks a lot. I think they should just leave it quiet. Because it's not natural. I mean, like on a literal level, but also simultaneously. Like, a play will happen, and then like 3 seconds later, you'll hear like an electric woo. It just feels like it's really delayed and weird. Oh, it's to prevent cheating? I guess that makes sense. Like sign stealing or something. I got my vector. Is this a mirage? Or do I see the outline of the... I knew it, dude, I knew it. Take a sip and then run for your life. And I think we go, yeah, heavy left here. Green management. That was lucky. Dude, can you imagine? This might not be the one, boys. Can you imagine paying $15 or $25 and this is the level that you get? Oh boy, they finally came out with DLC for my favorite game, Dark Souls 2. Then you, from the second you jump into the coffin, you're like, something's not right. Just give it some time. Why do you have to go into the coffin every time? Because they didn't expect that you would have to take more than one attempt to get through this area. So, like, in theory, you could have gotten in the coffin at the top and then slid down to a bonfire, but where's the fun in that? You would miss out on one loading screen every time you died, which would mean that you would learn less lore. This would be sick if you had a snowmobile. This would be sick. I hear you. I hear you! That's true. What if you just go into the Temple of Time and then you change the season and come back in the summer instead? Have you ever seen that, that video of, like... I don't even know which game was originally modded, but, It's like the game world is Super Mario 64, but you're fighting Artorias, and you have like the music from Doom is playing, and then you have like the assault rifle from Halo. That's like what I need right now. I think that's a building. I need like an M16 with an underbarrel grenade launcher. Boys, I'm lost. Back into the coffin. So, like, I just don't know what to say. Like, I just don't know what would possess somebody to make it. That's really where I'm at. Like if you believe that there's an interplay between player and designer, you know what I mean? Like that the designer should design something that's hard but satisfying, so the player feels rewarded when they beat it. How, if you believe that in the core of your being, how do you reconcile this existing? It just doesn't compute. My hinges are icing up, dude. You haven't even seen the boss yet? No boss in Dark Souls scares me. Some of them are hard. Big whoop. Oh, thank God, a dried root. A boss is just a boss. You're lightning, huh? I don't think we got anything for you there. Bless you. The run-up is horrible. Bless you. Why do you continue to play a game you hate? Because we're so close to being done. You know what it reminds me of is, I saw the original X-Men movie when it came to VHS. And I went, this is pretty sick. They finally did a good superhero movie. Then I saw X2 when it came to DVD. And I was like, oh shit, this is incredible. And then I saw X3 in theaters. And it was 9 hours long and horrible. And I was like, when is this shit gonna be over? But I didn't want to leave the theater because I paid to see it, and because I had seen the earlier two. So I was toughing it out for closure's sake. Okay, go ahead, fight me in here. That's what I'm doing right now. Come on in. Do I have to fight a 75-year-old shirtless man at the same time? Quite honestly, just seems highly mean-spirited. Oh my god. One horse has been killed. Perhaps we can make it. Oh, that was when the visibility was good. If you can make God bleed, people will stop believing in him. Iron Man 2. Exactly correct. I don't need a sip. Like how it's like extremely loud, and then like as soon as it stops, it's just like you snap your fingers. It's just like no wind anymore. Thank you for saying that Jeopardy was very good on the NLSS. It's got my brain percolating with all sorts of ideas. I would love to host like a streamer Jeopardy. Now that I know that the tabletop mod is good, I think it would be a truly... Where's my ruins, dude? I think it would be truly Pogged content. Okay, just kill me. You didn't have to beat Corey so bad? I didn't. I beat him by $1. I did make a Jeopardy trainer in the winter of 2019. That it's very similar. Like it is a visual display that looks like a Jeopardy board, and then it draws the questions from the same service that the tabletop game does, and it keeps track of your score. So you could just like mainline Jeopardy questions, and it works pretty well. If you hit like an audio or a visual cue, you're just done. But the tabletop mode though is so good. It's so much better. Like, there is no reason you would ever use my application versus the tabletop implementation, which is just incredible. No, it's not like Pepe hands. I mean, it was a great, it was a good project to do. Learn how to use the J-Archive API. Who plays Orlando Bloom in Lord of the Rings? Great question. I believe that Orlando Bloom is played by the actor named Orlando Bloom. Just run. Who plays Michi? I know that. That's Zendaya. Come on, come on. We know the door's straight ahead. Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like both fighting the horse, I knew that was coming, and not fighting the horse is a losing game. I deserve that one. Oh, there you go. That's a good video. Kate just said on her YouTube recommendations, there's a video, a Mennonite girl must decide between her church and motherhood. I told you, we're in the Mennonite arc. Whatever, dude, maybe this is a good investment. You know, so I'm like, you know what we could do? Maybe we could kite one horse back here, kill it, res, bring another one back. Ah! This doesn't seem right. I think I've gone too far, dude. Oh, no! How many times until they stop respawning? I mean, I've been told by chat that they do not stop spawning. Even if you kill them 8 times, they don't stop respawning. Is this worse than Lost Izalith? This is 100 times worse than Lost Izalith. Once you know what to do, Lost Izalith is 2 seconds long. You run like up a staircase, you turn right, you turn left, and you just beat Bed of Chaos. This whole DLC is like malicious compliance. It's like their boss forced them. They're like, your contract's not done till you finish this DLC. And they're like, fine, I'll finish it. I'll finish the DLC. And you'll be sorry. You don't have to ask, is this worse than other thing in Dark Souls? Admittedly, I have only been on it for maybe half an hour. This is the worst. Is that galloping? Dude, honestly, we might as well fight you now. Even though we're about to get low vis, we might as well fight you now, rather than run for it. Marty. There you go. Sideways rolling is your friend. Let me go. Very obvious tells. Look, I've seen your comments, okay? It's one of those situations where I just have to say, when people are like, it's not that hard, I'm pretty sure, like, this is the hardest by far. So you can have it your way. It really comes down to which side of the pendulum you want to be on. You know, is everything in Souls easy? Because the hardest thing in Souls is easy? Is that where you want to be? You fought Kieran before? This is easier IMO. I don't even know what the hell Kieran is. It's from Monster Hunter. When you fight Kieran in Monster Hunter, do you fight 4 Kierans simultaneously? With no visibility and then fight a boss afterwards? Sometimes? Alright. Fair enough, I had no idea. It's just, it's one of those things where I'm like, what you're saying, you think that you're saying this isn't that hard. What you're actually saying to me is, I'm proud that I beat this, notice me. That's the way I interpret that. Instead of like, oh, actually this is easy. When I read a comment like that, what it says is like, please give me some attention because I beat it. And I eagerly await your response. There's nothing wrong with wanting attention. Have you ever seen me in Apollo's chat? Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. No, I don't troll much in Dan's chat. Most of the time I troll in Dan's chat is just because I say something nice and he misinterprets it as an insult for some reason. And then I'm like, well, if he's gonna think it's an insult, then I'm gonna, like, actually start hitting him with some insults. That happens a lot. I'll be like, toy baseball's hard. And then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize we had a professional gamer here that thinks, oh, I'm sorry I didn't hit a home run on my first pitch. And I'm like, okay, fine, you stink. Ha 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 ha. All right, let's do it. Come on. Bro. What's happening here? Quick sip? That's not a sip. That's not a sip! One of these days we're gonna get there, dude. Use the summons. Can I get an exclamation point optional in chat? And just pretend that it talks about summons? No, all summons are non-optional. You can't take them. I refuse to say the F word. I refuse. Dan had to summon here, I think. If you beat it without summoning, you can hold it over him forever. Oh, that would be sweet. That would be sweet. I mean, the other thing is, like, I mean, I expect that this will take us a long time. But I have the level of determination required for this. Like, this is just another day at the office for me. We spent 10 hours trying to beat Seath and Priscilla. This isn't really that... You know, I'm not even starting to sweat it yet. I can't believe we dodged it. That shit, dude. Come on. Stop it, dude! Quick sip. What is that move, dude? Like, it just looks hilarious. Okay, sure. If I remember, this is a good place to farm upgrade materials. Like, upgrades to your soul, yeah. Like, I think you become a better person. by suffering through this area. You become more patient, more able to deal with strife in your life. It's a spiritual upgrade. Is it this bad, even if you don't have the Cestus? No, actually, the Cestus, little known fact, is actually comprised of 2 pieces of polarized UV blocking sunglass lenses. If you carry a sword or a Black Knight Great Halberd through this section, you actually just see perfectly. And the horses are your friend as well. You give them a divine carrot to nibble on, and then they follow you around, and they'll just kill the boss for you. And then the boss says, it's okay, you can kill me. I was a bad guy anyway, so you don't even have to feel like weird about it. Oh, I see ya. Hey! Okay, sure, you got me. Whatever. Not a surprise. Also not a surprise. I should have gotten out of there. That one I take issue with, but it's not like it's the first time. Are you gonna watch the Mike Tyson fight? Who is Mike Tyson fighting? Roy Jones Jr.? Really? Isn't Roy Jones Jr. like 10 years younger? It's an exhibition. I mean, he's like 55 years old. As impressive as it would be if he was going up against, you know, the current reigning heavyweight champion. Oh, they're 51 and 54. Okay, that's not a huge time difference. Fair enough. There we go. There we go. I don't know, man. Maybe we'll just try one where we run. Mike Tyson would murder Floyd Mayweather in the ring. So Floyd Mayweather is like the best boxer of all time, right? But they're in much different weight classes. This, and I'm just saying, this is how I'm puzzling it out myself. The game minimized for a moment because Microsoft Game Pass wanted to tell me that Carrion has come out. Stan Carrion available now for free on Microsoft Game Pass. You see that dodge? Okay, okay, we deviated, but life goes on. No wonder this guy's like hanging out of the hot tub. Honestly, like, fight me in here. Small Bill Burr. Hey, it's me. I hate my girlfriend. Go Sox. That's Small Bill Burr. Oh, what? You don't like the truth? I didn't say he hit his girlfriend. I said he hates his girlfriend. I mean, like, they're in love, but, like, he doesn't like her a lot. You know what I mean? It's a Boston thing, sweetheart. You wouldn't understand. It's boomer humor, yeah. But it's not really boomer humor. It's kind of like, it's more like late millennial humor. Help me. Help me. Canucks suck. Go Wings. Look, I was in the same boat that like as a Canucks fan that the Wings are in right now. I understand that when you're like one of the worst teams in the league, you just want to be noticed. So you know what? Go Wings. Say it with me, chat. Go Wings. No. Alright. Okay, well, I can't force you. Detroit doesn't even have one good sports team right now. Oh, no. My favorite hockey team has only won 6 Stanley Cups in my lifetime. Oh, being a Detroit sports fan is so hard. The Pistons haven't won the NBA championship since 2004. Being a Detroit sports fan is miserable. Other fan bases wouldn't be able to suffer through one iota of what Detroit sports fans have been through. Let me in. What's the most cursed sports city? I mean, Buffalo's got it pretty bad. Lost the Stanley Cup due to a BS referee decision. Lost 3 Super Bowls consecutively. We out this. 4 consecutively. My mistake. I was thinking of the St. Louis Blues. Whoop. Drink up, boys. It's gotta be Cleveland? Absolutely not. Historically, maybe. Football-wise, yes. But basketball, you've been to like 8 of the last 10 finals or something. And then the Cleveland baseball team was in the finals like 2 years ago. They might have won. Did they win? I know they lost to the Cubs the one year, but... It's definitely like... Look, I would love to say it's Vancouver. We lost our basketball team. And our hockey team has never won the Stanley Cup in 50 years of existence. However, I mean, that's bad, but Buffalo, Bills have never won. Sabres have never won. I don't know if they have any other teams now that I think about it. They don't. Okay. What about Minnesota? I mean, the Timberwolves were bad for a really, really long time. The Wild had good years but never made it. Like, to the show. And Minnesota's got to be up there. What about Husavik? Don't even get me started. The North Stars made the finals a few times, right? They lost to the Penguins in '91. It's true. Vikings haven't won recently. San Jose. Well, no. I'm going to hit you with a fat no on that one. For hockey, sure, the Sharks have never won, but you've only been in the league for 30 years. I know it's like only 30 years, but like, you know, Vancouver's been, and Buffalo have been in the league for 50 years. We've never won, so get in line, motherfucker. And then your baseball team would be the Giants, and the San Francisco Giants won like 3 World Series recently. And then on top of all that shit, your basketball team would be the Golden State Warriors. One of the most unfair dynasties in basketball history. Did I just move back? Yeah, the Bay Area is doing just fine. Look at Curry, man. Niners lost the Super Bowl, though. Yeah, but, like, they've also won, like, maybe, like, the 4th most Super Bowls in NFL history. Please summon. I don't know. I haven't seen... Don't you get Edmonton? Come on. You bought Wayne Gretzky for a pack of Hawkins Cheesies in 1973. Won 400 Stanley Cups. You were even in the finals, like, I mean, it was a while ago, but you were in the finals in 2005. I really think Buffalo is the most cursed city. Like, I can't make an argument for a city that's had it worse than Buffalo. Denver? What are you talking about? The Broncos won the Super Bowl like 4 or 5 years ago. The Avalanche have only been in the league for 22 years. They won 3 or 4 Stanley Cups. What are you talking about? I went in through the outdoor on this one. It's definitely Phoenix. We've won nothing. Excuse me, the Diamondbacks won the World Series in like the year 2001. It is not Detroit. You have actually lost your mind. Detroit is the most successful NHL franchise in my lifetime. It is not Detroit. You're just so used to winning that, like, 4 losing seasons feels like it's apocalyptic. I'll allow at little. By the way, if you're watching this and you're like, why isn't he focusing on the game? Like, I'm genuinely trying. I'm not just yeeting them out to get the stream completed. I'm serious. Sometimes I'm like, let's fight a horse, and sometimes I'm like, let's try to run through. Running through has not been good. Maybe we'll start fighting the horses again. Atlanta's pretty cursed. They've lost a number of teams. Did the Braves win the World Series back in the day? Or were they just very good but never got it done? They lost the Thrashers. They did win it once in '95. Okay. The Falcons have made the Super Bowl recently, but are not doing... They lost. The MLS team just won the the cup, though? You're gonna make me say it. One day, that'll be a factor. But I still think MLS kind of doesn't count as much as the others yet. Kind of. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's new. Horse, please. I would like to fight a horse. It's newish. No, don't even slander me by saying I'm a Ferrari fan in Motorsport. If you have, like, somehow a history with Ferrari, I'll allow your Ferrari fandom. But I always, and admittedly, I'm not the kind of guy who should be, like, punching down on F1, because I have very little idea what I'm talking about. But at least from reading, like, the Formula 1 subreddit, let's go, boys! My impression of Ferrari fans is, like, deliberately being like, well, I can't pick Mercedes, because they're the best team. Instead, I'll pick the second best team, and then act like it's completely unfair whenever they lose. The other type of Ferrari fan I've seemed to encounter a lot of, and I'm not saying that this is all Ferrari fans, but the other Ferrari fan I've encountered a lot of is like, silver car, bad. Red car, good. Like, if you start watching F1 and you root for Ferrari, I don't think that should be allowed. I think you should have to start on a junior team. I think you should have to root for, like, Toro Rosso for a year. And then you can graduate. AlphaTauri? Really? They're not called Toro Rosso anymore? They don't exist anymore. Okay, fair enough. Whee! That's true. If you're Dutch, you have to support Verstappen. But if you're Canadian, you do not have to support Latifi or Stroll. I don't make the rules. Hug the left wall. Okay, I'll give the left wall a try, okay? So we're gonna run, like, due north until we hit the wall, and then we're gonna go straight. Stroll is okay. I mean, I don't think he's necessarily, like, a bad driver. But, like, I wouldn't say frustrating, but it's unfortunate as a Canadian motorsports fan that both of the Canadian drivers in F1 are like, my dad's a billionaire, so I get to play. I don't know if there is, like, an underdog story in F1. Maybe, like, Esteban Ocon. There's a lot of money, obviously, in Formula 1, but it is hard to be like, oh yeah, my favorite player, my favorite driver is the guy whose dad owns a $1 trillion frozen food empire. Okay, yeah, Hamilton is fair. Gotta drive the car, don't want to drive the car far, gotta drive it fast, can't come in last, I gotta come in first, don't want to be the worst. There's a million races I haven't won. We're doing it, boys. Help. Get... Is that the boss? Or is that the healing waters of Lake Minnetonka? The latter. Who wins the NBA championship this year? I'm going to say the Los Angeles Lakers. But I will say, I know nothing about basketball. So I just picked one of the 4 teams that is clearly the best in the league and went with that. The Bucks times 1,000. The Bucks have Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Reigning MVP. Who has Boban? I think it's going to be hard to stop Boban in the playoffs because he almost killed John Wick. Dallas? I'm a Mavericks fan. If they play a game in a library, Boban has got to be your #1 pick. Boban doesn't really play. Yeah, he's too tall. They made it illegal. Okay, so here's my new plan. Hug the left wall seems pretty good. But what if we take our first plan, which was... What if we take our first original plan, which is get to the healing waters of Lake Minnetonka. Oh, it hit me in the Achilles heel, dude. Where's the door? We'll work on it. By the way, I saw your comment. No, I will never root for the Celtics. Boston sports fans have had it way too easy for basically 30 years. I would never. Okay, hold on. I've been told that if I go to where Vendrick was, there is an infinite human effigy. What are you called? Grave of Saints? No, Crypt. Crypt? Undead Crypt, there we go. You know what part of Hamilton I don't like? I like the song Work Work by the Schuyler Sisters, but I don't like the part where they call New York City the greatest city in the world. Because the show was on Broadway. It's just a little bit too easy. That's like the playwright's way of having like somebody at the arena be like, you know, Nashville sports fans, are you ready to see your Nashville Predators? And everybody's like, yeah. It's too easy. It's just a little bit too easy. There's a little bit too much New York propaganda. You gotta talk to the Dream Boy to get it. Alright. Hello. Hello, Vendrick.
Seeker of fire, deliverer of crowns.
That's me.
What do you see in the flames?
Nothing.
Find the crowns and your own answers. The crowns hold the strength of lords from times long past. Seek adversity.
Peak
As befits you,
male physique on display right now.
coveter of the throne. I too, with
Yeah. Am I missing a crown?
seek one of the and each, my dear, the feet driven
Yes.
shadow. Inherit fire, such the shadow and in such dark shadow and
Take me out, please. Do you have to wear the crown? You need his crown from the Shine of Amana. This game is legitimately bad, huh? Which one of these things lets me go back? What's the infinite bone? It's the feather. Thank you. Do I already maybe have it on my quick bar? I don't know, man. There it is. It's alright, 36 minutes left. Would you rather play this or Ludo? It's not even close. I would rather be playing Ludo right now. So I've been told we need to talk to this lady as well. No, we're not stopping. We're in an arc of my content right now called Be Careful What You Wish For.
You've granted my one wish. Now, I have no regrets. I was born amidst the dark. Long ago, in the depths of the abyss.
The Abyss? Gross. My God. Okay, thank you for your lore. She's locked in here just like I am. One of these days, we're gonna get there, dude. One of these days. No, I can't even go to the Shrine of Amana because somebody said, I just teleported to the same place. Somebody said the freaking Shrine of Amana. You need to be human to open the door in order to get the crown. The whole reason I wanted to get the infinite humanity is because I don't have any humanity. Sorry, human effigies. Keith Miyazaki put some sauce on it. And now I can't even get a humanity to open the door to get the infinite humanity. I ask you, does this seem like a fair system? Someone who already has enough humanity can get infinite humanity. Somebody with not enough humanity cannot get any humanity. They are bereft of humanity. Does this seem fair to you? Let me go. Okay. Here we go, boys. Boban is playing right now. How's he doing? How many blocks does he have? What do tall guys do in the NBA? They pass and block and do they get rebounds or are rebounds high jumpers? They rebound as well. Okay. They usually do not pass. What do? They just post up in the key and then just like put their hand over their head? Or you just get punched. Enjoy getting punched, okay? Man, it made the sound that I got hit but didn't do damage. That's a blessing. I mean, I'm angry now. That was a decent fight. Could really use, you know, the last 20% of our health bar, but... Big players are currently in flux because more outside shooting is happening now. That makes sense. It's like how in the NHL, you know, in the pre-lockout days, everybody wanted like a 6'5", 240 stay-at-home defenseman who couldn't skate at all but could level like bone-crushing hits that would end people's careers. Now the NHL is much faster. That stuff gets penalized a lot more. Now if you're a big man defenseman, you know, you got no place to... You got no home if you got no other skills. You need fast puck-moving defensemen like this year's Calder Trophy nominee Quinn Hughes on the Vancouver Canucks. No! Okay, fine. Don't you get out of here, you piece of trash. I hate that. Where are we going? Where are we going, brother? I got killed by the old man patting me on the back. It's truly incredible. Delicious. Keep killing them so they permanently despawn. So if you weren't here for the first 2 hours of this part in chat, apparently they don't despawn until you kill them like 100 times. Normal enemies, it's like 8, but the horses specifically are not. Because the designer, there's only one act that's just on that run. Oh my god. I honestly, in my heart of hearts, I believe the only way that you get to content like this is if the designers do not like the players. I know that maybe sounds like entitled gamer rage, but it's like, I'm glad we're playing it because this is truly staggering. Let's go. Let me out. Just go for it. Alright, gem up. And I don't know, man. I think we're supposed to go this way. Okay, I think we'll start running now. It was this way. Any chance we'll see more 5D chess? It's a low percentage. I'll tell you that. It was a fun experience. The game is very impressive. But also, I mean, a little much might be an apt way to describe it. This is a building of sorts. Just let me into the healing waters. You jerk. Okay, fine. Let's do it. I should clarify, by the way, as we're about to die. Some of the comments on the 5D chess video are actually insanely helpful and explain the game for me in a good way. The only reason I even tweeted about the comments being frustrating was because of the fact that so many people were like, just move your rook to put the king into checkmate. And I'm like, there's no traditional chess move that allows you to just move the king into checkmate on this board position. There's got to be some kind of goofy play. And in the end, there was a goofy play that, to be honest, I still only barely understand. Hold on. Where is Stone Ring? If we can stagger horses... Who recommended this stone ring? You get VIP if this works first try. Checking a king in any past is checkmate because kings can't move in the past. Like, this is... Like, you're right. The game just... And it's, again... It's a testament to the genius of the designer in the first place, but the game needs a real tutorial instead of a notepad document. If it gave you bit by bit, row by row, what you do, and it was like, hey, here's why, like, things go... You know, here's why when you move a bishop in the alternate dimension, it actually moves forward and can capture pieces instead of diagonally. Then I'd be like, okay... But because it just had a Word document that was like, just practice. It was like, just start small and learn bit by bit, and you're well on your way. I did read the document. I feel like I'm dealing with like an object permanence thing, where people didn't hear me read it out loud. Why are you not staggered? And they're like, you didn't read it. I read it in my brain, silently, the way that the comment should have been written in the first place. Go ahead, ask me anything. Ask me anything about the document. I said about the document. How many words did it have? 392. Next question. What was the font? Calibri. Look, all I'm saying is the tutorial was pretty much just a long-winded document that said, just get good forehead. Okay, let's fight. Oop. Quick, 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 quick! I hate you! I mean, it might still be better than whatever we were using before in that ring spot, but... Anyway. 5D chess probably will not get played again. And it made me less likely to play regular chess as well. It did ruin it for everybody. But it's a lesson learned. Instead, what I played today for Northernlion Tries is a game called Super No Crying in Baseball. Which is a game where you try to hit pitches in baseball while managing your emotional state so that your dad is proud of you. It was fun. I also took a look at Fey Tactics, an upcoming tactics RPG from Humble. That'll be up in 2 days, I think. Are you enjoying Monster Train? Oh my god, you guys don't even know what you're getting into on Monster Train. You actually have no idea. I have no idea as well whether you should get excited for like 2 videos from now or 22 videos from now, but one way or the other, you should be excited because we're getting up to some Pog City in Monster Train. You're still not even on the patch. Alright, you got a little ways to go. And yeah, the videos will be in 1080p moving forwards. So, I mean, it's my mistake, but the mistake was precipitated because of the YouTube, like, midroll nonsense that screwed up my Twitch to YouTube pipeline. So, like, originally, remember there was, like, the Deadly Premonition stream? People were like, why is this in 720p? And I was like, oh, crap, I had the setting wrong. So I had to restart the stream and put it in 1080. I toggled that setting on for YouTube because I thought that it just made it so that my stream recordings would downscale to 720. What actually it does is record natively in 720, which is bad. So now it's in 1080. And the only downside is that every VOD for everything is 900 terabytes. But that's alright. Just drink, dude. Can you do a different attack? If that killed me, I would never have forgiven them. Just drink real quick. It's hell. It's just hell. This is my heaven. You know what Ivory65 said? Too much of heaven could bring you underground. Heaven. And then the other singer goes, yeah, can always turn around. Too much of heaven. My life is so hellbound. Rate your performance in Unity this week. I think by my standards, I was at like a 9 this week. We got some incredible plays. I mean, it actually might be, by my standards, a 10, but I don't want to give myself a 10, because that sounds terrible. Hello, Kate.
Hello. So hot.
It's a hot one. Like 7 inches from the midday sun.
What should we play for our co-op?
What should we play for our co-op stream? Okay, this is hell, by the way. This is the worst part of any Souls game I've ever experienced in my life. I thought everyone was being a baby and exaggerating about how bad it is, but it's truly terrible.
Luca was beyond your computer this whole time.
Hey, he's scared of your mom.
What? My mom left?
Yeah, but he has PTSD.
What he was like really nice. Ruka. Come here. Ruka.
It's not a dad joke. Sometimes Ruka does get scared of Kate's mom. It's not Kate's mom's fault. It's a combination. Kate's mom is very gregarious, and Ruka is not a big fan of strangers. Oh, I hear you.
Maybe he's gonna.
You think he's an RGB cat? Quick sip, 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 sip! Oh my god, we got away without getting hit. It's a new era. Twice? Thank you. The hitbox, give it. The hitbox, take it. Run, dude. Just run straight. I don't know where the door is now. The heck? Oh no! Oh my Lanta. I don't hear a gallop. No. What are we doing? What are we doing in here, dude? What is this? I can't believe you won't finish Hollow Knight, but you'll finish this. Is actually just because, at least with this, me and 95% of the community are on the same page. So when you make a joke at Dark Souls 2's expense, everybody goes, haha, yeah, it is pretty bad. When you make a joke, even like a lighthearted joke that's good-natured at Hollow Knight's expense, the 3,000 nations of the Discord army descend upon you. Don't go to ruins. Turn right and follow the cliff around. Okay. Turn right from where? Like from the start? Just before the last ruin? No, the person who said that says yes. Okay. Let's give them a try. Everybody in chat gets to be the captain for one run. I apologize if I ruin your run, but I'm doing my best, okay? Hollow Knight is a genuinely fantastic game. And I think you don't have a problem with the community as long as you only say that it's the best game, or just not even the best game ever, that's not fair. But as long as you only say that it's great, then you got no problems. If you ever say it's a 10 out of 10 but, you might just put your Twitter on protected for 24 hours. We got a letter, but it's not the letter we're waiting for. Look at the sun. You're the captain now. Turn about 85 degrees to the left, Mr. Ostrich says. So that would be right around there. And leg it. All right, here we go. I mean, like, if you're a Hollow Knight fan, by the way, I do appreciate all the Boban updates in chat. Thank you. Thank you for the Boban updates. If you're a Hollow Knight fan, I mean no disrespect, but you do have to acknowledge that the community managed to sour Mouth. Mouth got salted up playing Hollow Knight on stream. He's like one of the most good-natured individuals I've ever met in my whole life. Okay, we're gonna fight you. Because we have to, I think. You think they could salt up Justin? I don't know. That's an impossible task. You mean Mouth's community? No. I mean the Hollow Knight community that came to Mouth's stream and was like, no backseating? Alright, but that doesn't apply to me. I know that he's missing something. Help me. Okay. You know what? We didn't give it a good try there. Look directly at the sun. 85 degrees and book it. Just keep going. Don't worry, when I'm the captain, I'm yeeting the game. Okay, we can't let Crample become the captain. Whoa! Okay, I still think we fight. I just hope... I hope our angles don't change. I hope it's still 85 degrees. That's gotta hurt. Oh. Alright, can I get a new direction, please? So I think we're supposed to just skirt around the right edge and then be close to the left wall. Poggy. Just directly on, huh? Quick sip. Okay, but now we can fight. He turned. I don't like this one. Is actually hell? With 7 minutes left, like, next stream will be go to Majula, pop an ascetic, farm some human effigies. We'll have a chance. Turn down Gamma to 0. Have you made it to the boss yet? I have not. Don't worry, the boss is worse. Absolutely not. It's like, I'm not even slightly perturbed by your sentence, because it's not possible. The odds that... Okay, run to the sun till you hit a boundary, then follow that. Fair enough. The odds that the boss would be worse than the worst thing in Soul's history is not... It's so infinitesimal as to... It doesn't even factor in as a possibility, psychologically, for me. I don't believe it. And if it ends up being true, I'm glad I'm not believing it. Because that's a coping mechanism. To allow me to maintain some semblance of mental health. We knew that was coming. Okay, there's one of infinite down. Run into the sun. Until you hit a boundary. Keep the boundary on your right. Oh my god, dude, I am so turned around. Quick gem. Whiskey for my gems. Beer for my horses. How many bosses are left after this? Dark Lurker. 2 princes. Which is just what I call the boss. Or it's like a husband and wife boss, right? Before Nishandra. Ancient Dragon. And Diesel Jeans. Son of a... The reason I'm not getting the effigies now is because it's like studying for your final exam 5 minutes before it's about to start. Okay. I think psychologically, you're better off just going for it. You know what you know at that point. And if you don't know something, that's something for your test prep in the future. I didn't think you could hit me. Just one more. Oh. Bad advice? I very much disagree. I don't think you should study 5 minutes before your exam. I think you should study like weeks before your exam so that it gets locked into your brain. And then before the exam, you just like relax. You just, take deep breaths, remember that you know everything, and be confident going in. There's no cliff edge here, right? There is. Well, we'll worry about that when we get there. I think I hear a horse. Where's my base boosted? Okay, dial. That's a good sip opportunity. Close the... Bro, it's undodgeable. Narrator voice. It's not undodgeable. There we go. Oh, you... I'm not giving up. We're hanging on. That's actually just dumb. Like that is just stupid. I'm genuinely not upset because there's no reason to be mad when something is so obviously idiotic. Like, if it was borderline and I just couldn't beat it, then I would be like, I'm mad at myself because I wish I could do better. But the way that it's set up, I'm like, nope. They just made it unbeatable. It's like if a level is like walk through lava, and then you start walking through it and your skin melts off and you die, you wouldn't be like, oh, I'm mad. You would be like, you know, that's what I expected. Don't fight the horses. Welcome to the stream. We're happy to have you. Make sure to hit that follow button. For future reference, we do start at 2 p.m. Pacific time. We do. Bobin got blocked. You hate to hear it. Okay, rolling like a madman. Not the right way to handle that situation. Quick crunch. A lot of people in pre-chat get confused about the schedule. I'm not above a snarky comment from time to time. I'm not sure if you've noticed. But, really, that's on me. Because the schedule is messed up. Like, Sunday is 1, Monday is 3, Tuesday is 11, Wednesday and Thursday are 2. Like, almost none of the days start at the same time. We really need to start working the, we need to reconfigure the days. But the thing is, we can't make everything 2 because Josh is an EST boy and he works until 2 PT, so he can't get home until 3 PT. Oh, I thought we got out of that one. Just go! Quick sip, quick sip. We could make it... Same mistake as last time. We could make it 3 for every stream. But just being honest, like, I kind of hate that. It's worse for the EU, it's worse for PT, and I live PT. It's really like just tailoring my whole schedule around Josh being on the show. If anything, though, I could make... I hear ya. I could make Wednesdays and Thursdays start on the same time as Sundays. Why would you do that one? Which would be an hour earlier than they are right now. You need a sip. Which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Alright, you son of a... Oh no! That we need a sip there, not a gem. Oh my god! I gotta do one more. I gotta try it one more time. This is like the first time we've actually made progress. I gotta give it one more try. Coffin Pog. They'll stop respawning eventually. Welcome to the show. We've covered this. You're walking into the professor's lecture 98% of the way in and going, excuse me, professor, did you talk about the deoxyribonucleic acid yet? Yeah, we covered that. We covered that part. Let's go. It's not that I only read the comments that tilt me. It's that the comments that are very nice to me are weird to read out loud. Because when I was talking about the schedule, I saw a very nice comment, very polite, that felt good to read, that said, just stream whenever you want, NL, we'll be here for you. And I was like, you give me too much credit. That's not the kind of feedback I need in my life. The kind of feedback I need in my life is like 1 p.m. is the best for me, rather than like, you know, just do whatever you want. I need a strict disciplinarian. Iron sharpens iron. I wake up at 6 a.m. to watch Corey. Bruh. Oh. That felt bad, but also good. I hear galloping, but I don't see galloping. Maybe if you don't step on the fresh powder, he won't get mad. Yeah, Corey is in the outlaw zone. Corey streams late night when Twitch HQ shuts down, so he doesn't have to play by the rules. Okay. Sure. I was preemptive. I was preemptive on my roll. Until that moment, we had been blessed. This is good. This is a good sip. We've learned valuable sip times. What are you doing? What are you doing? I hate you! We'll be back to try it again next week. We're gonna beat it like second try next week, I guarantee. Let me see what Kate and I are gonna play on our co-op stream. One moment, please. So Kate is doing a bounty for something called Core. I'm gonna go up there and kibitz and tell some jokes, and then I think we're gonna play some Mahjong Souls with viewers. Following that, so come on over. I'm gonna send you. I'm also gonna link the Discord with Twitch. Like literally as soon as I press this button. So I don't know how you get in, because I'm not like a Discord guy, but if you're a subscriber, you should be able to find the ability to access it somewhere. See you shortly.